Okay, and we're back. Now, this is episode 6, Ed and Tony TV review.
I'm looking for my brother.
Right, so talking episode 6 now of The Last of Us. Do you want to start us off? Because I've got a terrible memory. You've got a bit of memory.
Okay, so it starts off with... Well, you sort of see the recap from the first episode. Then it cuts to the snow. So it would like time skip 3. It says 3. In fact, it was a 3-month time skip.
Okay.
It says 3 months later, and they end up in some snowy place west of somewhere, all the way to Colorado or something. And it's they go up to like a cabin of sort of Native Americans, and sort of break in and interrogate them for where they are. I think. Thing is though, they were doing a bit where it's like you better point on the map what she says or something, like from the game, trying to sort of he's torturing those guys. Like it better be the same place your buddy marks.
But that's a completely different situation. Isn't
I know.
It?
Is it a play on that, or is it just?
It's gonna be.
It's like you telling the truth. Yes. You telling the truth now. Yes.
That's a weak play on it, though. Really.
But yeah, they didn't know where they were, and they still didn't really know because they said left of the River of Death, and the next 3 rivers they went past were the River of Death. They didn't know which one it was.
Yeah, don't cross it, and they're just not sure.
Yeah. So yeah, they just meet those people, steal a few rabbits, and then just head west to find Tommy, I guess.
Do you reckon that is all the rabbit reference we're going to get?
I'm hoping not. Because that was a big part of like
the meme culture around Last of Us, right?
You see that picture of the streamer that's playing the game?
Yeah.
It's like, it's so cute, and like arrow goes straight through it.
Into
it's
it,
like,
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
They meet up with Tommy's wife.
Well, no, they get... Is it Tommy's wife? Is she in the crew?
She's in the initial crew.
That roll up on them with the horses?
Yeah.
Oh, she is, but she's not the leader. She's like some masked person's the leader.
Yeah. So, what's your name?
Yes.
How do they meet up there again?
What do you mean? They're walking through and they get the horses bowl up on them, circle them, and it's like stand still. You move 5 feet away, and then they get the dog out to go and sniff them to make sure they're not infected.
Yeah, that whole thing. That wasn't in the game.
No.
In
the game, you get to the gate and you sort of yeah, and they sort of question you at the gate, and you mention Tommy. They let you in. So
they have a dog that can sniff out infected, and
that doesn't seem too far fetched.
No, it's not. Your blood's going to smell different. You're going to have a different stench on you, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's going to stand out a bit. But yeah, Joel was worried that Ellie would actually come up positive, even though she is...
The test came up positive at the start. That's how they found out.
Yeah. So she is technically infected.
Yeah, I don't know why the dog didn't smell anything.
Maybe her condition isn't escalated enough to start any kind of different stench. Maybe it's so benign that it's just in her bloodstream, but it doesn't actually change anything.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go, Ed, with the science facts. Right there. Joel clamps up and he doesn't know what to do when Ellie's getting sniffed, but the dog likes and licks her in a good way. They realise that Joel is Tommy's brother and Tommy's wife happens to be in the party, and they go back to Jackson.
Yeah, which is... Yeah, and then they see then they're sort of walking through Jackson. They see the town and the children playing, and it's like the first civilization they've seen, I guess, since the start, since the QZ. They did well. It looks good. It looks like the second game, which we shouldn't know yet, but it does look it should.
Well, they've done really well with the setting and what have you. Although I would like to have seen Bill and Frank's armoured town to look a bit more like the game, like an actual big town, built up town. The beginning first few episodes looked right, and this looks right. Jackson looks right with the fairy lights, and just looking like a bustling winter wonderland where there's a lot less zombies.
Yeah, true. I've seen a lot of comments as well online about the whole, the communism quote.
Okay.
Yeah, people are quick off about that.
Really?
Yeah, because obviously communism equals bad, but it's like, but it is a commune/communism.
It's a joke.
It was a throwaway joke, and then there's like, because obviously they were from Tommy and Joel are from the time where the Cold War, communism, capitalism was bad, but yeah, I don't know why people are kicking off about that.
People can get angry over anything. So yeah, Joel's trying to encourage his brother, or he obviously sees him first.
Yeah.
Tommy!
Tommy!
And Tom, I thought Tommy looked good. My obviously is terrible.
No, he does look good. I'd say like he looks as good as the game version.
Yeah. It just
A little
looks
bit different, but
it just looks different. His beard's different.
yeah, it doesn't have such a tash in the game.
Yeah, but they don't look like brothers.
No,
They don't. Different fathers. Who
Yeah.
knows? And yeah, so he's encouraging Tommy to take Ellie to Fireflies.
but the reason's different this time because he's. I think well, you don't find out just yet, but you realise he's not as sharp as he used to be, and that's why he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, like because that he's just getting like heart attack.
I think it's like panic attacks.
Panic attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've created that as a motive to encourage him, but is he gonna now that's resolved? Is he gonna stop having panic attacks?
I don't know.
Now
in the
we've had that plot point.
he was hard. He was hard to knock Joel. Like,
yeah.
I think the very first episode, I think Tess says to someone like, they heard your name, so they got scared. Like Joel was meant to be a badass character.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't been that at all the whole season. And now he's definitely not that because he's doubting himself and he's scared when
dogs
yeah.
And he shows his true colours and he starts balling up, crying at his brother, saying he can't do it, he can't hack it.
Even though his brother's just said, I'm pregnant, he's going to have a kid. But yeah.
So this child and obviously the cure takes priority over whatever family you're trying to do. And then Tommy turns to him and is like, oh, just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it stops for me. Referencing his daughter, just because your daughter died doesn't mean I can't have a child.
Yeah. It actually says like, I guess we'll see. You think you're going to be a good dad? I guess we'll see. Rather than just saying yes.
Yeah, they made up. He told him what's cracking with Ellie, and he finally convinces him to take Ellie to the Fireflies, and they're getting ready to go.
Well, I think Ellie also rocks up and hears the conversation.
Oh, right,
when he's saying about how you should take her because I can't take her, I don't want to take her or something. Or like
they didn't show that.
They sort of showed Ellie walking through the town
around, and then
we were supposed to assume that she was at the door listening in without being shown that. And then she sort of sulked off back to her room rather than running away and taking a horse and going to a barn. She just sulks to her room, which we both spotted. That was the room that she had we saw it at the start. I was like, that's the room when she has the
similar looking room.
It's
window, the seat by the window, and the fact that the house is owned by different people, so she can get the diary, and all that kind of stuff. So it all works, and I guess it is quicker.
Yeah, they couldn't do a whole galloping off scene because it wouldn't have worked, I guess.
Oh man, it's more action. I want to see more action. Because come on the last episode, they missed out on the clever clickers.
The ones that sneak up on you. Yeah.
Where Ish was, they missed out on that subspecies.
I don't think we're going to get them now. No.
I don't want to say I called it, but they haven't mentioned these zombies having this interconnect network of zombie
hive mind kind of
thing. Yeah.
What, they haven't mentioned it since? I think the last episode when they had the bursting up from the ground was kind of like that.
Kind of like that, or was that just where all the zombies were underneath? That there's zombies underneath, but they cleared them out 3 years ago. They got through, and then all of a sudden there's a load of zombies right underneath that specific house.
I don't know.
I guess this is one of those situations where you don't think about it, but yeah, I called it, and I'm gonna stick by it until I'm proven wrong. I don't think they're gonna mention it again.
No, and that's meant to be why they're dangerous because they can't. There's no spores this time.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Ellie overhears. She gets angry at Joel, which is almost word for word like the video game.
Yeah, we watched it afterwards and it was like pretty much.
Which
you know what? It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Okay,
it wasn't as good.
It didn't fail.
It wasn't a complete failure. I think the whole motive behind it wasn't as good. So it doesn't feel as earned as the game. There's not been enough time for them to really have a relationship that we've seen on camera to have this whole, what do you care about me kind of vibe? Because
you're the only one that hasn't abandoned me.
Yeah.
Well, it was a test making a promise.
And he says you're cargo to her quite a few times.
Yeah.
And doesn't let her take watch at night.
Well, hey, maybe she's just got attachment issues. So who knows?
Yeah, but they did. They did well. They sort of tried to emulate the game, and it wasn't a complete failure. It just wasn't as earned. That's all.
I think that's kind of how I'm surmising this entire thing so far. They haven't failed.
Yeah,
They're keeping to the similar story beats. I guess not failing at a video game adaptation is kind of the best.
Yeah, I guess.
We can hope for. Please, Luke, just fuck it up. Almost word for word. They miss out Joel saying, "You're on mighty thin ice."
Yeah.
And I think the video game did just a bit better.
Yeah, well, just because the actors are better, we know them, we like them more, I guess.
Yeah,
because we've already proven Joel is not Joel of the game. We know that now. Like by default, he's literally spelled it out to Tommy that he's not the same Joel that we know in the game. So
I think it was because it was immediately after that scene, Joel looking so defeated and wimpy, and then he has this little fight with her and kind of storms out himself, slamming the door like a child, and then all of a sudden changes his mind again. So
yeah, by the morning,
I think that Joel's quite emotional.
Yeah,
he's a softie.
Yeah, it was a good scene the next morning when Tommy sort of gets her and they go to the stables. But we knew Joel would be there because we know what happens.
Yeah.
But when she has like a split second choice. Is like, I think you're better with Tommy, and she just like throws it in the bag. It's like, nope, me and you.
Oh, I've just realised I haven't actually been recording on that at all.
Yeah.
That's why we have redundant audio recording, one on the camera. So that was good. Them coming back together at the end. And then they're heading off away from Jackson, going west towards
University.
The university.
University of, I don't know what it was. No.
And they have a nice little moment. And I think for me, Last of Us is characterized on these little moments and these interactions between Joel and Ellie about these moments. The ish situation, they could have. I wanted to see a bit more than that, exploring in that area. They've got the monkeys, like.
Well, I think it cuts to them doing like a target practice. Yeah. On like the asshole sort of bag of sand or something.
Yeah. Finally teaching her how to shoot.
Yeah, that was good. And then then it sort of goes to them talking about baseball on the way to university, which sort of is what they do in the game. Talking about life, how he was like I'm a contractor. And you just like to see this like you're the contractor.
Building contractor.
People love contractors.
And then when they're in the building, raiders arrive. They see them out the window. They rush back to the horse and they have a confrontation.
With one of the guys,
With one of the guys. The guy tries to smack him
with the bat.
Yeah,
he swings the bat and he hits the pole. Yeah. And I guess then it's jaggedy and wooden.
And I guess he's held onto it and yams Joel with it. I guess Joel hasn't been hurt at all like the video games. Every time he's been hurt, it's different.
I don't think he has yet. Yeah. But he does like strangle a guy. Just manage to proper strangle him out like the game does.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very reminiscent to that. And then, he's been stuck with a stick and they're running away and he falls off the horse.
No, that's later. They're galloping away and Ellie's like firing back like a...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're galloping off. Then it cuts to like, I don't know, however many days or hours later when there's like...
And then Joel falls off. Is that where it ends?
Yep. And she's like crying saying, you got to tell... Well, she doesn't say it, but the game's like, you got to tell me what to do. And she's just like, don't leave me. I don't know what she says in the show.
Is this where the expansion for the game happens?
Yes. Well, no, the next episode will start off with Ellie being on her own with Joel in like a garage, being like, she's basically looking for medicine for him.
Yeah.
And hunting. And obviously then that will cut to the Left Behind DLC. Yeah. Like, I'm
looking forward to that.
They should do like both interlink, like the game. Like even when you play the game, it cuts between in the mall and then back to the other mall.
Well, I haven't actually played this part of the game yet. I was planning on playing it today, but I got carried away doing other things.
Well, you got time to catch up. Next week is the Left Behind bit, so you can do that.
Yeah, I've got a whole week to try and catch up and play that. If I have time tonight, who knows? But yeah, so that is episode 6 of Last of Us as well. We've done 2 in 1. What do you reckon to this one?
So overall feeling, I mean, it's more like a get from point A to point B. It's like a bit of story. I'll say just 7.5. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad.
So what lost the half point for you?
Just it wasn't as good as like before. Like there's not much going on. They've changed things.
Well, the episode before had a lot in it. There was action as well, and then this one is a lot of talking and Joel being different, and then
Yeah, there's a lot of downtime in Jackson as well, like the whole haircutting thing and just chatting about how Joel's past is going to let him down in the future or something, which wasn't there.
saying, "Oh, Joel kills people." It's like, Tommy's killed people
Yeah.
too. So, Tommy's different. He was led astray by Joel. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, well, Joel's a crying baby now, so
Yeah, I guess that's my issues. Is just they've changed Joel massively now. Like actually, on paper, he's now different. You can't
Yeah.
just be like, "Is the actor?" He's now literally written differently.
yeah. It's different. It's not necessarily absolutely bad, but it's different.
Because I know what's coming in the next episode as well. Like when he tries to find Ellie, he's quite brutal in the game, and I'm not sure if they're going to do that.
I've got a terrible memory. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I played it or watched it, so I need to refresh my memory on that. But Joel Pascal's doing a brilliant job.
For what he's
as-
been
as
written to
Joel.
do,
Yeah.
I
His
could-
acting's on point.
he is a good actor actually in a lot of things. So
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. 7.5 out of 10. Still, that's completely respectable. It's not failing. I'm still looking forward to watching it week on week.
yeah,
Do you like this weekly release schedule, or would you prefer it all be let
well,
out
like a
at
Netflix
once?
all at once. I think all at once personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can sit and binge it.
Well, yeah, because I like to get stuff over with rather than drag it out.
That was episode 6. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Sorry we missed out on a week, but hopefully we made up for it here really quickly.
Gonna miss next week as well. I'm not here next week.
God. Okay, I'm just going to do it on my own, and I'll try and find a special guest from someone who has probably not watched any of these episodes or knows nothing about Last of Us.
Perfect. Well, you need someone who's actually unbiased. I'm always like got the game in my mind, like, oh, that's not different. That's different. That's different.
That helps me though, because I forget.
But you need someone
So,
who's like, I liked it because it was just good, rather than because they're comparing it to something.
yeah,
So I'm kind of unbiased. I'm very biased. I mean,
yeah. Okay, well. Hey, it's an opportunity for people to watch and discuss after they've seen the episode, because at the end of the day, that's what I do. I always watch episodes after watching things.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, thank you. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and, well, I will see you next week. Tony will see you
for the finale at least.
at least for the finale.
Is that 8 episodes or 9? I don't know. I'm here for episode 8, so.
He's promising, guys. He promises he'll be here for the finale. But anyway, see you guys later. Peace.
Right. Adios.
You're a firefly? Yes, Ellie, put it down.